Hello, as you know, my name is Kainton, and today we are going to continue with tutorial 8 on Python 2019 tutorial series. In tutorial 7, I think we did basic maths. We looked at various functions you can use to handle mathematical problems or solving mathematics. So today we are going to be looking at strings. Strings is very important because every programmer, no matter what programming language you are using, need to know about strings. You should be able to manipulate strings, be able to split a string into two parts, or be able to combine several strings together, be able to search a string and find out a number or a name from inside a string and things like that. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to be able to manipulate string, and hopefully we are going to cover all this in the time we have. And I also want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. Just click on the subscribe button below this video. You subscribe and you get updates when I make new lessons. And also, if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comment box below. In this way, you can encourage me to make more videos for you, and also you be in touch with new lessons coming out. So just click on the subscribe button, the red button below this video, to subscribe now. Alright, let's start by saying what a string is. A string is a sequence of characters, for instance A, B, C, but it has to be enclosed in quotes. Now if I say something like name is equal to I've created a string. Now the good thing about Python is that both single quotes and double quotes are treated the same. So basically this is the same as this. So single quotes and double quotes create the same string or the same kind of string. There is no character data type in Python. So if you say something like this, this is a string and also not a character. It's a string having just one character string. So this site, I've opened the website I'm using, and this is my website, kindtonthegenius.com /Python. Just visit kindtonthegenius.com/Python, or look in the description box. You'll see the link to this website. Open it and you can follow along in this tutorial very easily. And you can let me know if you have some challenges. So the first thing we want to do is assessing values of a string. So let's say you have a string and you want to extract some values from inside. So let's say we have a string called channel. Channel is equal to Python programming tutorials. So let's say we have a string like this. For sure, if I print it, let's say print channel, is going to display, you can see Python programming tutorials. But now we want to assess the values inside the string. So let's say I want to take the first item or the first word from it. I could easily say channel, and I use opening and closing braces. I take the index from 0 to, that should be 7. So that means that the first index P is at index 0, Y is at index 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if I take the first 6, it's still going to give me what I want. So you can see. So basically, to get a start part of a string, you specify the starting point and then the ending point, and then it's going to extract that particular string. So now if I want to extract, let's say, tutorials, that is almost the last one, it means that I could specify index counting from the last index to counting backwards. So in that case, I could say from -1, -1. So this is a backward index now because I want to count -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, and 10. So if I count all the way to 10, I don't know if exactly this is right, but let's just run it to see. So it doesn't work. So it has to be -1 to -10. So it doesn't work as well. So it's actually I have to specify, let's say from 15. I don't know what is there all the way to the end. So in this case, I don't give anything at the end. So in that case, it will take it all the way to the end. So if I, let's say, put 18 here, it will start from 18 and then it takes it all the way to the end. So if you omit an index, it will start from the beginning index. So in that case, if I start from all the way from a blank index all the way to 7, it's going to print from 0 to 7. So a blank index, omitted index, means 0. Alright, so that is what you need to know. And then we have the escape characters. I recommend you take some time to go through the escape characters, but the key ones I'd like you to know is about the Newline character. For instance, if I place a Newline character here, Newline character, so it's going to add a new line at that point. So you can see it prints Python and then adds a new line and then prints the next one. We also have a space, we also have tab. So let's say I join these two together, and what I place here is a tab. It's going to add the space in between. So that is about the tab. Alright, so basically I want you to take some time to see how all of this works and try it out by yourself. So the link, as I mentioned, is in the description box. So we also have concatenation. Now this is very important because it appears in most questions like interviews. You encounter this. If you have one string plus another string, what is going to be the result? Let's say we have A is equal to hello and B is equal to world. Alright? So what is going to happen if I print A plus A? What do you think will happen if I print A plus A? What will happen is that, sorry, I'm saying A plus A is going to combine the two strings into a single string. So you can see hello, hello. So that is why concatenation adds two strings together. So this plus here is not the addition plus, but it's called the concatenation operator. Now again, if I use B times 3, what is going to happen at this point? It's going to multiply the string by 3. So it's going to say world, world, world. So it creates makes the string into 3 places and then prints it out. So these are the two things you want to have in mind. And also we have the slice operator. So if you want to extract the first element of A, you can say A element 0 and it's going to display H. So you can see it displays H, and we have this. We've mentioned it, so it specifies from one index to the other index. So we have in. So let's use the in operator. So so if I say, let's check if Z in channel, alright. So if I print out this, it says false. So the question is Z in channel? It says false. But if I use not in, Z not in channel, that will be true, because Z is a string. Is it part of another string? Then it will return true if the answer is true, and false if not. Alright, so look at this first one that says channel is equal to Python programming. Now if I want to print this everything without having to give attention to the escape here, then what I'm going to do is to use the raw operator or the raw string. So first let me print out channel, and so that we'll see what comes out there. So if I print channel, you can see that it prints Python programming and it doesn't print this T. But if I say something like R here and specify a slash, right? Yeah. So just give it a second. No. So I'm going to place an R here. It's going to print out the T. So if you place an R before the opening quotes, it's going to print out exactly everything there, irrespective of the escape sequence. So we also have formatting characters. So what does it mean? So let's say we have, let me just explain to you how it works. So let's say we have car is equal to Camry, and I have years is equal to 6. So if I want to display how many years I used this car, I could actually display it in one string. Let's say I can say I used, and I can now specify the format specification is started with the percentage sign. S means string. I used $A, I used percentage S, which means Camry, and I can say for then percentage D. Then after now, I'm going to specify what is going to be used to replace this these items. So I'm going to specify car, and I'm going to say comma and say years. So at this point, this is how you format a string using the formatters. So if I print it out now, you can see, okay, I'm going to place this symbol here as well. So if I print it out now, you can see I used Camry for 6 years, right? So what happens is it takes the first one and replaces it with the first format specification. The second one, it replaces it with the second one. So this means string, this means decimal, means integer. We also have F for floats. So what it means is that if it sees S, it will expect to see a string here. If it sees D, it expects to see the next thing should be an integer, and so on. Alright, let's proceed and see what else we can cover at this point. So multi-line string, if you use triple quotes, you have a multi-line string. So for instance, if you have something like, let me just remove these two, and then if I use triple quotes, so let's say, so now this string can actually span several lines. So I can say enter, and I continue to write, this is line 2. So this is actually how you edit or how you write your strings that span several lines. You simply use triple quotes to specify it. Now Unicode, I'm not going to talk about that, just read it up, or just take note that Unicode means strings that are stored in 16 bits. Is it 16 bits? Yeah, 16 bits. Because normally characters are stored in 8 bits, but for Unicode characters, they are stored in 16 bits. So you can repeat it a number of times. Characters are normally stored in 8 bits. Unicode's characters are stored in 16 bits. So they occupy more space than the normal character. So let's try to use some of these string methods. So there are a whole lot of them, but we can just use a few of them. Let's try the first one, capitalize. You can just say channel dot capitalize. Alright, so if I print it, you see that it actually will print it will capitalize the first letter. So if I change this to lowercase, it actually will capitalize it as well. So you can see it capitalizes it. So we have count, begin, end, gets in the number of characters in the specified range. What else is important here? Okay, we can also have find. So if I say channel.find, so let's say I want to find Python. So it's going to return the index where the string begins. So if I'm looking for Python, it begins at index 0. So let's say I want to find TU, yeah? So it finds it at index 19, okay? So basically there are a whole lot of them you can play with. So you have this is upper, checks if it is uppercase, you have lower, you have upper. So let's try to use upper and lower. Upper. So let's see what happens here. I think it converts everything to uppercase, as you can see. So basically this is a much we can take. So take your time, try all this, just be using them. Simply, if you want to use them, simply say simply put the string variable and say dots, and then specify what you want to use, and then see how it works. Alright, I'm going to stop here for now. So if you check, this continues all the way to 40, and that should be the end. So I'd like to thank you for viewing. I'd like to remind you, try to make sure you go through it yourself, play around with it. The more you use it, the more you become proficient, the more you remember it, and the more you improve in your programming skills. Remember to subscribe if you've not subscribed, and also like the video, leave a comment for me if you have some comment something you would like me to know. So we'll see you in the next lesson.